My name is Omar Kredi. I am Lebanese originally, but I have a Canadian citizenship. I was born in Montreal on the 11th of June 1999. My father went to Qatar to find a job. I was at the age of 3 when he finally got an amazing job opportunity at Razgas. We moved to Qatar and we have lived there ever since. My father still works in Razgas and has been living here for around 16 years. When we first moved into Qatar, we lived in a small two-floor house. After that, we sold our house and moved to Al Khor. Al Khor is a 2 to 3 hour drive from Doha. Fortunately, I was at a school called Al Khor International School, also known as AKIS. First grade, I tried to enter QA by doing the entry test. I passed and we moved from Al Khor to Doha. We now live in a compound called Beverly Hills 16. The early years when my father was growing up, it was very rare when he was allowed to talk to girls and would hang out with them. When my dad grew up, he always had the mindset that you shouldn't talk to girls and have physical contact with them. Examples, high five. His parents always told him to only talk to guys and no going out with girls. This rule was followed because of our religion. His parents would tell him that he would face serious consequences if he disobeyed the rules. Nowadays, people are more open-minded. It is disallowed in my religion, but we do break some rules. Every now and then, for example, my father and mother allow me to go out with girls, only if we were in groups, of course, and to mixed parties. Religion is not that major part of our life, even though it should be. It is a bad thing, but religion has been put aside by many people, and the more generations that pass, the worse it gets. There is a difference between our generation and my dad's generation. Education changed throughout the years and has it changed to the good or the bad? My dad was educated in Lebanon, one of the most important schools in Beirut. Teachers didn't respect you unless you got the grade that they wanted from you. When they would hand out the test scores, students who would start with the worst and end with the best. The ones with the bad grades would get their paper thrown at them with the whole class watching. Those with acceptable grades, he would shake their hand. Teachers are allowed to hit students, who makes it worse for the student's education. He would get the wrong ideas or he'd be too scared to answer a question. Nowadays, kids aren't scared of getting bad grades because if they could hide it from their parents. Teachers wouldn't contact their parents. Back then, they would teach the subject and wouldn't go into much detail and expect the student to revise at home. People nowadays waste most of their lunch eating fast food, and that's the main reason why there is a major obesity problem in Qatar. If they were eating their healthy traditional food, they wouldn't be gaining so much weight. Back then in Lebanon, my dad's parents wouldn't allow him to eat fast food. He was forced to have our traditional foods, which are mostly healthy greens. Once we moved to Qatar, we started to find out about all this junk food and began to like them. People have started to forget about their traditional food instead of feeding their friends delicious homemade food. Instead, they would feed them from outside. In conclusion, the generation that my dad used to live in and the one I live in now has changed drastically from the way we eat, the way we practice our religion.